Good afternoon, happy Tuesday, and welcome to Coffee Hour. Today is our second Hispanic Heritage Month presentation with Land of Volcanoes, El Salvador. We are doing things a little different today because the presenter had a class that she couldn't miss, but she was kind enough to record her presentation. Please stay until the end. Today we will be introducing Coffee. I'm sorry. Today we will be introducing Coffee Hour Food Corner. As we all know that you are very interested in trying new foods from the presentations. So when there is a restaurant in Fresno, we will like try to bring it to Coffee Hour and so like you can taste those delicious meals. And now Marcela would make some announcements.
Hey, welcome to Coffee Hour. So thank you for being here today. Unfortunately, we don't have programs in El Salvador and Fresno State for many different reasons, but we do have other programs in Latin America that you guys could explore. Also, as Harjit said, we are introducing a new thing in Coffee Hour that is gonna be called the Food Corner. So as in the past years, we have all presenters tell us a lot about food and the food that they are able to taste in the different countries. So we do here in Fresno have a very diverse population. So when we have a restaurant in Fresno, we're gonna try to bring it to Coffee Hour so they could give you the reviews and invite you to go and taste their delicious food. So today we have our first Salvadorian restaurant that is gonna be speaking at the end of the speaker with us. So we're very excited to introduce the food corner in Coffee Hour. So stay until the end for you to ask any questions that you have to the speaker Maria that is gonna come to tell them more about the restaurant. And don't forget to check out our website for past recording. If you have missed any recordings, they're available. And I'm also gonna put the link in the Zoom chat for you to have it in case you don't have it. So the mic back to Harjit.
So it's great pleasure for me to introduce our speaker today. Our speaker is a social worker graduate student at Fresno State and is a close friend of mine. Please welcome Gabriela.
Hello, everyone. I just want to say thank you to everyone who made it to this presentation, or to anyone that's watching the recording of this presentation. Hello, everyone. I just want to say thank you to everyone who made it to this presentation, or to anyone that's watching the recording of this presentation. Today, I will be talking about El Salvador, otherwise known as the land of volcanoes. My name is Gabriela Lamendi. I'm a social work student at Fresno State. I'm currently pursuing my master's degree. I am talking about El Salvador because I came from that country about 11 years ago, and I'm proud from where I come from. So let's start. So a little bit about El Salvador, the geography of El Salvador. This country is located in Central America. As you can see in the map, it's in between Guatemala and Honduras. It's a very tiny country, this little purple, this little guy. Some have said that it's such a small country that when you compare it to the United States state of Massachusetts, it's smaller than that state. So if you're familiar with the state and you know the size of it, you're gonna see that it's a pretty small country. So this country, like I said, it's otherwise known as the land of volcanoes, and for good reason. In El Salvador, we have 170 volcanoes. 14 of those volcanoes are believed to be currently active, and 6 volcanoes are currently being monitored because there are some dangers for eruptions. The volcanoes that are monitored are Santa Ana, Izalco, San Salvador, La Caldera de Ilopango, San Vicente, and Chaparastique. Okay, so I wanted to show you or have you see a visual of what the volcanoes that are monitored look like. As you can see, they are beautiful. I love nature, so I think they are extremely beautiful despite the dangers. And as you can see, Santa Ana on the very first picture, it has like a little lake sort of. The volcano of Santa Ana is believed to be the biggest or the highest volcano in El Salvador. And then you have the volcano San Vicente, and that one is believed to be the second highest volcanoes. And although these volcanoes are believed to be dangerous and need to be constantly monitored, a lot of people like to go hike, either tourists or locals. They like to take their families and go see the volcanoes or hike on them. I know that, for example, in La Caldera de Ilopango, which is the crate of Ilopango, people like to go swimming. They like to do all sorts of water sports there. Even though there's some danger to it, people like to take advantage of that and have some fun. And then another volcano I want to talk about is oh yeah, like I was saying, the Caldera de Ilopango. I have a little bit of, or I know a little bit of history about it. So it is believed that this volcano, long time ago, when the indigenous people lived there, there was an eruption which caused Mayans a lot of destructions to the Mayans infrastructure and their homes, their crops, and all that. And it also caused so much destruction that they even stopped, or is believed that they stopped building some of the decorative stone columns that they would build. And because of this eruption, it caused some disruption on the way that people lived. So yeah, and then about San Vicente, um, this volcano, a lot of people know it as the San Vicente volcano, but it has a native name, and that is called the Chinchontepec. It was named with using the language the Nahuatl, which was the indigenous language that they used to use in El Salvador. Next slide. I do want to talk about some facts about El Salvador. So the primary language in El Salvador right now, it's Spanish. A long time ago, they had a Nahuatl and Poton, which was indigenous dialect. From the time I lived in El Salvador, I don't think I knew anyone that spoke the indigenous dialect. I know that some places that we have in El Salvador have their names are in Nahuatl. So, we're able to kind of, still keep that, but most of everyone in El Salvador currently speaks Spanish, I believe. And as far as currency, we used to have the colon, which was, I would say, similar to what pesos are for Mexicans. So the Colon, they named it in honor of Christopher Columbus, who, in Spanish is known as Cristobal Colon. As you can see on the pictures right there, that's what the bills look like. They had, of course, a picture of him, and they had pictures of different places that are significant for Salvadorians. Like right here, you can see that they had put an archaeological site. I'm not too sure which one it is. And then right here, a volcano. I can't tell which volcano it was. I know that they changed this currency when I was very little, so I kind of grew up with the dollar. And that brings us to the next point. So they're currently using the US dollar as their main currency. It's been like that since 2001 when they made those changes. The reason why they made those changes, I'm not too familiar with it. I know there's a lot of history of the US influencing El Salvador. So if you're interested in that, I highly recommend to look into it, because it's very interesting. Not a lot of countries, have adopted the US dollar as their coin. They usually have um, their own currency. And most recently, there's been some changes since the newest candidate got appointed. I know that the newest president of El Salvador, he's tried, or he passed a law where he wants to make Bitcoin I guess the type of currency that people are using over there. It's a very controversial topic right now. I know that some people have gotten incarcerated because of it. I honestly don't know much about what's going on right now, so I guess with time we'll see, because it's still very recent. I think this law or this idea came into place, I believe, last year or this year. So it's still very recent. Don't know much about it and what effects it will have in the population back there. More facts about El Salvador. As you can see, our flag, it's blue and white, like many flags from any country. Like everything in the flag symbolizes something that is important to that country. So in El Salvador, the two blue stripes symbolize I believe, the Pacific Ocean and the Atlantic Ocean, which are the two oceans that are surrounding Central America. The white stripe symbolizes peace. And then if you could see that symbol in the middle is called the coat of arms of El Salvador. You have a bigger picture right here, and in there you have pictures of volcanoes, which is not a surprise. We love our volcanoes. But there's 5 volcanoes, because in 1823, five Central American countries became or established themselves as the United Provinces of Central America. So they've added that, to honor or to, show their, I guess, their unity. So the 5 countries that established themselves as being part of the United Provinces were Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, and El Salvador. So those are the big 5. And then if you could see, there's a little line under that triangle. So that line has our country's slogan. What is written there is Dios, Unión, Libertad, which translates to God, Union, and Liberty. So that is the slogan of our country. And another fun fact is that our national bird is this little pretty bird that you can see right here. Um, in Spanish is called el torogos. In English is called the turquoise-browed motmot. I'm hoping I pronouncing that right. So this bird was declared the national bird in 1999. It's honored because of its beauty. As you can see, it's very colorful. You'll learn soon that in El Salvador, we love the colors, like arts, everything has colors back there. And it was also chosen because this bird symbolizes family unity. And that is because when parent birds have little chicks, they both take part into taking care of those little chicks. So, that's a really interesting fun fact that I've recently learned about my country. So I'm proud that they chose that bird. And then in El Salvador, we have, I guess, what you would call 14 states. We don't call them states in El Salvador, we call them departamentos, but their role is, it's pretty much like a state. And then as you can see right here, number 6, that is San Salvador, that is where the capital is. So a lot of things are in San Salvador, I believe, like the airport, all those important places. If you ever want to go to San Salvador. And then another fun fact is that we share Independence Day with a lot of the Central American countries because our Independence Day is the 15th of September, which was a few weeks back. And I'm not too sure how it was this year because of our regulations, but it typically is it's a very important I guess date to celebrate. The Salvadorians go all out when it comes to celebrating Independence Day, and you will see that in the next slide. All right. So like I was mentioned, Independence Day is very important. As you can see in the pictures, there's a lot of kids just, I guess representing El Salvador. So yeah, I think a lot of Salvadorians are very patriotic. This day is very important because prior to them gaining their independence, there was a lot of wars going on, and the government, I guess, wasn't the best. I hear stories from my family members, and I can't imagine what it was like living during those days. But now Independence Day is very important because it just reminds people everything that they've gone through or went through. Everything is changing, and for the better. So during these days, kids from, I would say, kinder to I guess high school, they march around their towns, so their cities, they show their pride. Kids can take different roles. Some hold the flag, some dance folklorico, some kids take part in the marching bands. Some kids just march for behind other kids. And then the Salvadorians also have what you would say they're cheerleaders, and they only perform during this day or other important events, but they're not like the cheerleaders that you have here in the United States. And yeah, like I said, they dance folklorico, and everyone becomes part of it. Family members, neighbors, everyone, when the celebration on the march is going on, everyone comes out, joins, and, celebrates their independence. And then right here, I wanted to add this video because I think it does a good job of showing what the Independence Day looks like in El Salvador. This video was filmed in New York. I think they just wanted to kind of recreate, what it looks like in El Salvador during this day. And then right there, you'll have some cheerleaders, I guess. They call them porristas over there in El Salvador. The cheerleaders dance for a little bit. They learned a lot of I guess dances, and they have to dance sometimes from like 1 hour to 3 hours, just depending on how big the town that they have to walk around is, or but they do it all because they're proud to be Salvadorians, and they just go all out. So I'll play the video for like maybe like 2 minutes so you could see kind of like what it is like. And so yeah, enjoy. I think that's a good time to stop it. Gave you a little bit of just an idea of what it looks like. I mean, they were just recording the cheerleaders, but for other, if you watch or if you search other videos, you would see them recording just the different people that have different roles. I know that I was trying to search one from El Salvador, but most of them were like 3 hours. And I think this one did a good job, recreating what it looks like. And you could just see, that everyone's so happy, so into it. So yeah. All right, so now we're gonna move on to foods. And I think, I would say maybe 90% of the time that I tell someone I'm Salvadorian, they would either ask me if I know how to make a pupusa or if I know someone that makes them. So I guess you could say that pupusas are the most well-known dish of our country, or my country. And they're just so delicious. I don't think I've had any complaints from anyone that's tried them before. So something that I learned, I guess just recently, is that the history of the pupusa dates back to pre-colonial times. It is believed that natives were making pupusas even before Europeans came into the Americas. They have changed just a little bit though, but the central idea is that it's still a dish that has roots way back from my ancestors. And then I put it, I guess in the next bullet point, I put eating pupusas the Salvadorian way. There's a little inside joke, and like all Salvadorians know it, that if if you're eating a pupusa, you're gonna eat it the Salvadorian way, which means that you'll eat it with your fingers. A lot of people, I guess, would get offended or would make fun of you if you ask for a fork and a knife. I know that I've been made fun of before from the past times I've gone back to El Salvador and I've asked for a fork. They kind of just look at you like you're kind of weird, but it's all good if you don't want to eat it with your hands. It's just like a little inside joke that all Salvadorans have. And the next bullet point, I put pupuserias in every corner of the country because that's how it feels like. If you go to El Salvador, you're gonna walk, a street down, and then like you'll find a pupuseria. So if you know, if you ever go and you're craving a pupusa, don't fear. You'll find like a place that has them, and you will be satisfied. And then another, I guess, little fact that I put is that in 2015, Oloquilta, or the people from Oloquilta, which is a city located in San Salvador, it's the people there created the largest pupusa. So as you can see in the picture down here, it's a very it's a huge pupusa, and you can see right there that it was 14 feet and 9 inches big. So I mean, I think the picture can give you a better idea if you're not familiar with measurements. So yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting, and something that I didn't really know. So other foods that I wanted to include in this presentation, while I was creating the presentation, I was conflicted because I didn't know what I wanted to add. There's so many dishes that are delicious that people like. So the ones that I included here, it's a little biased. It's based on my preferences, but if you're ever interested in learning how to make a dish from El Salvador, or learning what type of dishes they have, you can always Google it, and they're pretty easy to make. So I recommend, or look for a place that may have like a restaurant with Salvadoran food. So I wanted to include plátanos con frijoles, which is plantains with beans. I think this is a pretty common breakfast dish. If you go to a restaurant, you'll see people eating it. If you go to someone's house, they'll probably be eating it. And then we have yuca frita, which is the second picture right here. So here in the United States, you have potato fries, and that's what people like. Well, in El Salvador, we have yuca frita, which is yuca that it's fried. If you don't know what yuca is, it's a root. It's a root from the cassava plant, and it's very similar to a potato. It even looks like a potato, but it tastes a little bit different than a potato. You can make it so many different ways. I know that I believe people from South America, they eat a lot of yuca. And then tamales de lote. So from the month of July to September, people are harvesting corn. I know my family does. And so people make tamales de lote. They make, they boil corns in the cob, they grill it. They just find so many different ways, to incorporate corn into their diet, especially because they have a lot of it. And then the next dish that I put is panes con pollo. I wanted to include this dish because I don't know if it's just my family, but my family here and then back in El Salvador, they both have kept the tradition of eating panes con pollo during Christmas time or in New Year's. So this is the main dish. It's literally just a sandwich with chicken, but from my time here, I've never tried a chicken sandwich that tastes like it. So if you ever want to try it, it's delicious. And then we have atole de maíz. Like I said, when there's a lot of corn available, or when people are harvesting, they try to make use of their corn however they can. So they make atole. And something that I found out about atole is that it's another dish that was traditionally or that came about because of our indigenous ancestors. So it's a tradition that stayed with us since the Mayans. And then lastly, I wanted to include the elote loco, which translates to crazy corn on the cob. Um, this is kind of like a snack too. I think a lot of people eat it during like if you go to the fair or a carnival. It's just like a fair food. And it's good. It just has a lot going on, as you can see from the picture, but it's a good dish. And then I wanted to include a little bit about the culture in El Salvador. Like I mentioned, before this country was, I guess, populated by Spaniards, we had different indigenous living in El Salvador, and some remains from that are the archaeological sites that we have. Some archaeological sites that I mentioned here are Joya de Seren, El Tazumal, Casablanca, Cihuatán, and San Andres. I believe this one, the bigger picture is Joya de Seren. This place is believed to have been buried by ashes from a volcanic eruption long time ago, and I guess it's been giving the name of the Pompeii of the Americas. If you're familiar with Pompeii was, this is our, I guess, Pompeii in the Americas. And this site is very important, not only to Salvadorans, but it's also important to the United Nations, since it's been declared an UNESCO World Heritage Site, meaning that, they protect it because of its importance, yeah. And a little bit more of culture. So we have music. Salvadorians listen to a wide variety of music. It's not, what I put down there is, it's not everything they have, but I think these are the two main ones that I've seen personally. So I put folkloric music, and then cumbias. Like I mentioned, there's a Independence Day, people dress and dance folklorico, and then cumbias. If you ever heard a cumbia, it's just, I guess, music, happy music that makes you dance. If you ever go to a party from like a Salvadoran family, you'll hear that music, and they'll make you dance. And then arts, the arts that are in El Salvador, a lot of it, from what I've noticed, a lot of it is a traditional style, which reflects, everyday life. For example, you have animals, you have little houses, towns, but they're all very colorful. And there's also art that, depicts like political issues, but I didn't include any here. But those are also important, and are very important to Salvadorans. And then I wanted to give you a little bit of a taste of what folkloric music sounds. That way, you're able to hear, and you're also going to be able to see, what people usually wear. So the song that they will be playing here, that song is played in any event where someone dances folklorico. They're always going to play it. The title here says El Carbonero Segundo Himno Nacional. So, it's considered so important that it's second to our national anthem. So this song is very important. If you ever go to an event, you're gonna hear it, and you're gonna see people dancing to it in their folkloric attire. hope you enjoyed that video. I know I did. As you saw, there's all types of ages. You have kids, you have teenagers, and you have adults. And, they all like to engage in folklorico and dance. And, it all just happens in different events that they have, that the school might have, that the governor might have. They're they just try to incorporate it and I guess be proud of our roots. To be proud of our roots, yeah. And other attractions that I wanted to include, we do have a wide variety of churches. I know that a lot of these were, what was left from the Spaniards, Catholic churches. They all have, history, a lot of history. They are rich in history, and some of them are so beautiful to look at. And then we also have beaches. Something that I recently learned is that, people like going surfing in our beaches, or certain beaches that we have, which is pretty interesting. I had never heard that growing up. So it's nice to know that, people from here go and like surfing over there. We also have national parks. I included one national park right here. It's called El Boquerón, and as you can see right there, they have a little bird as their animal. And I don't think that's our national bird, but they're always cherishing the animals through arts and through everything pretty much. And up here we have I believe it's a lake. I've been to it. It's called the Laguna of Alegria, which translates to the happiness, I guess, happiness lake. This lake, it's located on top of a volcano. It's a really nice place to go at and look at. I don't think we would get in, but I think you can. I just think my family didn't want to get in. I believe the water is warm. There's sulfur rocks everywhere since you're at the top of a volcano, but just different things that you could do if you ever go to El Salvador. I know that we hear things in the news that are sometimes not the best, I guess, description of what a country is. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of a taste to what the good things that we have in El Salvador. And with that, I want to conclude my presentation. Thank you so much for coming and being open to learn. And I hope you learned something new. If you ever have any questions, I'll provide my email to the individuals at the International Coffee Hour, and you can send me an email and we could talk about, culture, countries, whatever it is. I also want to mention that I am always looking for ways to educate others about, El Salvador, and just creating an awareness. I think it's important for us to be, to know different cultures. That way we can support one another. Since I am a grad student, I am going to be doing a thesis to graduate from my program. My thesis will focus on Central Americans, primarily Guatemalans, Hondurans, and Salvadorans. So if you know someone that would like to share their experiences, I am open, to meeting and interviewing and, just giving them the spotlight that they deserve to so that others can know what experiences are like for Central Americans and different, just educating others here in the United States. Right, thank you.
Thank you. Since Gabriela is not in the room or is a pre-recording, we cannot have Q&A, but we could open the mic if you have any comments about El Salvador that you would like to make, raise your hand, or you could open your mic before we introduce the food corner with Maria, that she's gonna tell us where to find pupusas tonight. If you, Harjot, if you could put the cameras on the screen, please. No questions or? No comments? Okay, if we don't have any comments about the presentation about El Salvador, let's move on to our food corner.
Now I would like to introduce Maria, who is representing Salvadorian Sizzles, one of the highest rated food trucks in Fresno. Maria, thank you very much for doing this. And so my first question to you would be, so, tell us about yourself, what you do, and yeah.
My name is Maria Ford. I am a local small business owner with my family. We run a food trailer called Salvadorian Sizzle.
Yeah. Just a second. Okay, so how long has your restaurant been in Fresno?
We opened our family ran trailer back in March 2020, right at the beginning of the pandemic.
So who are the funders of the business?
So the reason why we decided to do a Salvadorian food truck, because there was a lack of good traditional Salvadorian food. So trying to convince my mom and my aunt, who are great cooks, to open a trailer with me. So it would be my mom, my aunt, and myself.
Okay, so tell us about your food.
So we do authentic Salvadorian food, such as pupusas, yuca frita, pastelitos de carne, plátanos, tamales, casamiento. We also make traditional refrescos, such as ensalada, chan, horchata de morro, and there's one more, cebada. Cebada is a barley drink.
Okay, so what does it mean to you to prepare Salvadorian dishes?
What does it mean to me? Well, it means tradition, to be honest with you. My mom's Salvadorian, I'm first generation American, and all I remember is her and one of my other aunts cooking Salvadorian food every Sunday, or panes con pollo or panes con pavo for holidays or special occasions. So I've been eating Salvadorian food my whole life, and until we moved here to Fresno.
So what is your signature dish?
Our signature dish is our Sizzle Loco is a variety platter in which showcases multiple authentic dishes.
Okay, what does the community say about your restaurant?
We have great reviews. Our customers love our fresh to order menu, and they tell us that they love our great customer service and friendly family service.
What is your recommendation if someone wants to try Salvadorian food for first time?
Well, we always recommend our revuelta pupusas. They are chicharrón and cheese, which not chicharrones. It's chicharrón, which is pork shoulder, and cheese mixed together. And if you don't eat meat, we always have vegetarian options and vegan as well.
What are your usual locations of the food truck?
Well, we have a Facebook and Instagram, but tonight we'll we go, today's Tuesday, so we will be at Enzo's table from 5 to 8. We go to Gazebo Gardens on the 3 days that they're open. We usually do 2 days, either Thursday or Friday and Saturday, or Friday and Thursday. And then we do some stuff with Fresno Street Eats as well. So if you just follow us, you'll see where we're at. We post our schedule pretty often, once a week,
Where do you post it?
on Facebook and Instagram.
Okay, so how can someone follow you there?
If you look for Salvadorian Sizzle, you should be able to find us.
Okay, thank you, Maria. Someone else has a question for Maria.
How much are the pupusas?
So we do our pupusas 2 for $7, and you have your choice of the revuelta, the bean and cheese, loroco and cheese, a vegetarian, just cheese, just chicharron, and a vegan one.
No more questions. So yeah, thank you, Maria, for coming. We really appreciate you coming out and giving us your time. And yeah, we will definitely like to come to your food truck. And
Wonderful. Just let me know who you are, and because I can't see you, and let me know that you found us through your coffee hour.
Thank you, Maria.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Maria. My name is Marcela. I'm the coordinator of Coffee Hour here at Fresno State. So we really appreciate you being the first restaurant from Fresno that comes to Coffee Hour. Hopefully you give us a good luck to bring more business and more restaurants that people here in the community and our students could try their food, because we really appreciate and enjoy the presentations of our speakers, that we really want to try this food. So hopefully it's getting more common where we could find easily these dishes in the community. So we really appreciate. So Harvard is gonna reach you to send you a mug of just thank you for joining us to Coffee Hour along with Gabriela for presenting today. So we really appreciate everybody. But before people go, let's take our traditional picture. So if you could put everybody in the screen and get ready for our group picture, traditional. Is it possible to put Gabriela? The presentation, no? Okay. Okay. So let's try to get into the picture. So everybody in the screen. If you guys could face Mateo for the group picture. Mateo is going to be taken as a group picture, trying to get everybody in the screen.
okay. Yeah. Okay. So 1, 2, 3.
Thank you everyone for attending to Coffee Hour today. I hope to see you next week. And guess who's gonna be next week? Or dear Mateos, our volunteer is gonna be presenting about Ecuador. So thank you for coming today and see you next Tuesday